Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of how to prepare fillable forms in Microsoft Word. Now, in our last tutorial, we identified the developer tab, which is the one that is used to prepare our fillable form, and it is a controls section that we use to insert the different fields or options required for this fillable form. So we are now going to go ahead and to complete this table or form to finalize our fillable form. So the first option is to insert an active control that will allow us to identify today's date. So our cursor is visible within the right section of our table, and in the control section, we are trying to locate the icon that resembles a calendar, which is referred to as a date picker. So once that has been found, we select, and it places an option that says click or tap to enter a date. Now, the only thing that we want to do is to make changes to the format that our date will be appearing as. So we will go ahead and select the properties option. And once that has been completed, we are looking in our pop-up box to locate the second option that says the day, the month, the day, and the year. Right? So once that has been selected, we go ahead and select OK. After that has been completed, we are moving on to the second option, which asks or will ask the user to enter their name, and in this case we want the user to enter their first and last name, or if we want to say we want full name. So again, we want to place in this area a text box field, and as such we will locate the briefcase icon, which is called the legacy tools, and once it has been selected, we are looking for the option AB. Once that has been found, we select and we receive an error in which the name will be inserted. We want to make some slight changes, so we go ahead and select properties. Once selected, a pop-up box appears, and we will keep the type as regular text because it is the name of a person that we want and not a number, date, or any form of calculation. The default text that the user will see whenever they reach this section of the form is please enter your full name. So the default text that I'm placing is please enter your full name. Once that has been completed, I also want to make changes to the length that their name will add up to, and I want to change it from unlimited to 50. So once that has been changed, a final entry that I want to edit is the text format, and in this case I want my default text to appear as uppercase. So once all of those changes has been made, we are going to go ahead and select OK, and the default message is now in full effect here. The next thing that we want the user to do is to identify whether they are a male or female, and the control that we want to use is an active control known as an option button. This is a circular button. So again, we select the briefcase legacy tool, and in this section we go to the section that says active X controls, and we are locating the circular option. Once selected, it gives us the option box, which is default option button 1, and we want the name male or female to be in this exact spot. So we will select the properties tab, and we receive a pop-up box on our left hand side, and the only thing that we are really focusing on right now is the section that says caption. Once selected, we want to remove option button 1 default name and change it to either male or female. My first option is male. Once that has been completed, I close my pop-up box. Again, we will see a highlighted box there to indicate that we are still working on that option button. So I will place my cursor on the outside of the box, and I want to make my second entry, which is female. Again, I select the legacy tool, go to active X control and my circular option button. Once again selected, and the default option button 2 appears. I want to change this to female, so I go to properties, and within the pop-up box, caption is currently highlighted in blue, and so I will just change the default option button 2 to female. Once completed, I close the pop-up box and I am on to the next question. It says, are you currently employed? Now we want to use the opposite of the option box, which will be a checkbox. So again, we select the legacy tool and actual X controls and the one with the tick which says checkbox. Once selected, our checkbox default appears, and as previously done, we will select the properties option. Caption is already highlighted, and checkbox 1 will be changed to either yes or no. First option is yes for mine, and again click the X to close the pop-up box, and then place our cursor on the outside of the first option. And once that is completed, again we do the same step. So legacy tool, the checkbox under the active X control, and default name appears, so we select properties, and then pop-up box appears, caption is highlighted, and checkbox 2 now will be changed to no. Once again we close the pop-up box, and those are the 2 options that we want for our currently employed question. The next statement within our listing asked us to select from a drop-down list the country that we are from, and the selection that we want for this is a drop-down box. So in the control section we should see a default box there, yes, that says drop-down list content control, so we'll select that, and default drop-down box is provided. So again, to make the adjustments we go to properties, and in the properties box we will go down to the bottom section that says drop down list properties, and the option that says choose an item, we'll leave that as the default. So now we want to add our countries. So the first thing that we do is to select add on the right hand side, and the first country that I want to put in is my home country, which is Jamaica, and then I select OK. I can go ahead and add a few more options. So second option, United States of America. Press OK. Next, country Canada. Select OK. Add a next option, United Kingdom. Select OK. Another one, Australia. Select OK, and then I just want to put one last option to indicate other. So if you're not from any of these countries selected in the listing, then you would select other, and I select OK, and I select the last OK to close off that option. The last question in our fillable form is, which is your highest level of education? So I select in that section, and in this area I want to use a combo box content control, which is on the left hand side of our drop down list, which is a larger box, and then I select it. And again, I want to make changes to add in the education levels, so I go to properties, and in the bottom area I leave the default choose an item, and I want to add the educational levels. So the first one, certificate, and then select OK. Next one, in some cases, diploma. Select OK. Next one, a bachelor degree. Select OK. And a master's. Select OK. Last one, doctorate, and select OK. Once all of those has been added, I will now go ahead and select the final OK. And that is basically the maximum amount that we will use in this fillable form. Now you must be wondering, why is it that we are not able to see examples such as an arrow where we can click to see the different countries? Well, if your design mode is currently highlighted, what we want to do is to deselect that. So we go ahead and click on it to deselect, and here we should be able to see the different sections. Now once I expand my table for my form, I can make edits to my dates. So I select the date area, and the drop down box should appear once selected with the month. Currently in the month of February, so I select the date 22nd, and the date is now visible. The section that says please enter your name, I can now default enter Myers TCGA, just a random name based on the YouTube channel, and gender, say female, so we select that. Currently employed, I'll select yes, and they say drop down menu from drop down lists for the country that you're from, so we select, mine is Jamaica, so that is selected. And the final highest level of education, so I will select master's in this case. Okay, so that is basically how we prepare an example of a fillable form, and in some cases we can make adjustment to our table design. So in terms of color and the overall layout, what we can do is to select the option at the top that says table tools, so we select that, and we should be able to see a variety of styles for the table. So I'll select my arrow or my main arrow here to see a variety of listing, and I'll just find a nice selection for my form. So this color just give us a nice view of a way our form can be displayed. Let's say we want to use the users to add a comment, so we ask, is there any final comment? Give them an area to indicate. So we go back to the developer, the legacy tool, and in this case, let's say we want to add a combo box. However, combo box is currently not in this list, so there should be a tool section for more controls. Once selected, we can scroll through, and I take my time, and the first option that says combo box, so once that has been done, we can select and then press OK. We can also make the edits to drag how wide or how tall we want that combo box to appear, and that is basically one way that we can complete a simple form in Microsoft Word. I thank you so very much for watching this video tutorial, and I do hope that you learned something new today. Have a blessed one.